Everyone's familiar with Ohio State's marching band. Week in and week out, they continue to amaze viewers and fans worldwide. Marisha Gibson went out across campus to gather more information on their approach to such stellar shows.
The Ohio State Marching Band is widely known for their halftime performances. However, there is a lot of preparation that takes place behind the scenes that many fans are not aware of.
The Ohio State Marching Band is currently in its 139th year. Due to the band members' hard work and dedication throughout the years, the marching band has become a huge part of Ohio State tradition.
We typically get the music and drill the Monday before. If it's a one-week show, or sometimes we'll have a two-week show. And we'll read through all the music. We'll have sectionals where we break off into individual instruments and work through our own parts. And then we'll work through the drills, so we'll learn each set individually, and then we'll work through it with recordings from music, and then we'll work playing and marching all together, and we'll work through that all week, and then we'll play it for halftime.
During football season, each band member practices 20 to 30 hours per week to learn the music and the field formations. The band members are also required to report to the band center at 4:30 a.m. for every home game with a noon kickoff.
Between rehearsing 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 12 hours on game day, and that's not to mention all the individual music memorization time that happens on top of that. And that's not to mention everything that they do inside the classroom with regard to academics, outside jobs, internships, everything else like that. So it really is something that is very remarkable.
Despite the hard work that goes into preparing for each halftime show, the Ohio State Marching Band is still proud to be a part of Buckeye tradition. Reporting from Buckeye TV, I'm Marisha Gibson.
Professional athletes not standing during the national anthem is a hot topic this football season. This trend has been both relevant and important in other sports such as soccer due to Megan Rapinoe kneeling during the national anthem. Some of the Ohio State star football players shared their thoughts on not standing during the national anthem and how it may affect college football. Brianna has the story.
This football season started off with Colin Kaepernick not standing up during the national anthem. I asked some of the Ohio State football players what their thoughts were about him not standing up.
I don't think we should do it, primarily because we are representing our university as well. Me as a black young man, I see where Colin Kaepernick, where he initiated it. I see where he's coming from, and I support him 100%. If I was in the NFL, I would probably do it, but just because of where I come from and what I've seen. And everything that I went through, but yeah, I don't think being a college student athlete is the right place.
What are your thoughts on football players not standing during the national anthem during the pre-ceremony?
Well, the First Amendment, you got a freedom of speech and everything, freedom to do pretty much anything. And I know 9/11 really just blew everything up because, like, the towers crashed and everything. You should stand for that, but. One reason the soldiers fight is for freedom of press and freedom of religion and freedom of speech. So they got the right to do pretty much anything they want.
Me personally, I don't pay no mind to it because, a lot of people got different beliefs on a lot of stuff that's going on. So I feel like you stand for what you believe in.
And if it becomes a trend, how do you think it will affect college football?
Honestly, I really don't know. I mean, I feel like personally a lot of the college players really don't pay no mind because at the end of the day, we still almost kids. They got more of a bigger stage to get a voice out there. So I feel like college, honestly, really, we're not paying attention to nothing like that as of right now.
Thank you.
You guys are preaching.
Our football players felt that, as an American citizen, you have the right to stand or not to stand during the pre-ceremony. And apparently, college is not the place where you take such a stance. Brianna McNary, Buckeye TV.
Guiding Eyes for the Blind is an organization that trains service dogs for the visually impaired. They recently started a chapter here at Ohio State. Here's Hannah with the story.
This semester, an Ohio State professor started a chapter of Guiding Eyes for the Blind here on campus. The organization trains dogs for the visually impaired. Now, he and his students are having a rewarding experience with the dogs in training.
Because of the involvement of some students here at Ohio State who are interested in training dogs, plus my wife and myself who are here in Columbus, they decided to allow us to open a new club this year for training guide dogs on campus. We currently have Ohio, who is a yellow Labrador Retriever. He is 6 months old, and he is the 11th dog that my wife, Janet Newseedy, and I have raised. Ohio is sort of our flagship dog for the OSU club, so we picked the name Ohio so that he'd be named named after the school, and he's just a very sweet guy. For class, I usually bring Kira because she's a year old and she can handle sort of sitting still through a boring lecture of an hour and a half and stuff like that. They seem to like it pretty well. I have only had positive reactions from the students. The only exception to that is on the days when I sometimes walk into class without the dog with me, then I get the not impressed face from some of the students who are sitting in the front row hoping that Kira will be there to say hi. So.
I really love it, especially dogs are really calm and soothing to me, and especially in a class that is really important and very stressful, to have her around makes the class much easier.
Getting involved with raising a dog is a lot of work. It's definitely a big commitment, but it's also really, really rewarding. Even though it's hard to give the dogs up at the end, and a lot of people ask about, how do you ever give the dog up? And that is hard, I'm not going to lie.
We're all familiar with programs like Uber and Lyft that are implementing self-driving programs, but the newest innovation comes on the water.
That's right, self-driving boats. Amsterdam is expected to deliver this prototype called the rowboat in the coming weeks, and company execs say it might make its way to our continent sooner rather than later.
Now, let's send it out to Morgan Clark for an update on this week's weather forecast. Morgan, how do things look this week?
It's going to be a pretty hot one again. All right, currently we have 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 65% humidity. It's going to be above average kind of day, high of about 86. Current radar showing just a few sprinkles out there, but nothing really affecting the Columbus area. And as we move on to the eastern side, nothing really hitting us except this guy down here, but again, nothing in Columbus. Today, high of 87. Our average high is 75, so we are well above average. Average low, 55. Our low tonight's going to be about 60, so above average yet again. This Thursday, we have the autumnal equinox, first day of fall, although it won't feel like fall at all because it's going to be highs in the upper 80s yet again for at least another week. This week again, hot, sunny. Enjoy this summer as much as you can because it certainly will feel like summer. Tonight, 60 degrees, clear skies, calm winds, just another great night. Tomorrow, looks like 62 at 8 as we move on to the noon hours and into the late afternoon and evening hours, we reach back up to 80s and 80s, and the humidity will also go down as well. 5-day forecast, we have, I didn't get lazy, it actually will be 87 as a high for the 4 days. Sunny, there's first day of fall there again. This Saturday, we don't see any chance for rain until Tuesday, so it's going to be looking pretty good, but we won't get those fall temperatures until maybe a week, 2 weeks from now. So enjoy this summer while you can.
I'll tell you what, I am tired of summer.
Me too. I want to bring out my sweaters already. We'll be right back.